Hey everybody, Fire Mama here. Hey, I just wanted to show you what our day's been like. Um, it's still a little steamy here at the homestead, so we're not getting a whole lot done outside. We work starting of the mornings, and then once that humidity starts, we kind of stop for the day and then work a little bit. But we went to town, and that's one thing I really hate doing, is having to go to town. But we stopped and visited our Amish community stores. We are fortunate enough in our area that we have several stores. One of the big ones is a large discount store, and they were having case things by the cases for sale. It was buy two cases, get one free. And uh, a lot of time we'll do that, and we visit there a lot because you can get things relatively cheap. Yes, some things are close to out of date or out of date, but if it's something you'll use rather quickly, or if it's shelf stable stuff, just because it has you know a close to out of date, like bulk, say, pastas, you can separate those out. And I like to vacuum seal mine um, with the pastas and stuff if I get pasta there, which I can make my own pasta, but sometimes you just need something quick. And that's what a lot of this was. Were just quick meals to have on the shelf. They're shelf stable, and you know excuse me. But this is also one way I like to get extra things on the shelf other than, you know, the stuff that I can up and that we do here on the farm. It's just nice to have a little extra on the shelf. Some people call it prepping. I was raised this way. My mom and dad, made huge gardens, and we raised our animals and we hunted, and everything was canned and preserved. But my mom also, when she would find a good deal at one of the supermarkets, she would go and she would stock up on that stuff. We've always, lived out in the country, so, you're prepared for snowstorms in the winter, or nowadays, the price of food, things going up. When you can find it discounted, get it, divide it up. You can even seal things in jars. And I have an air sealer that takes the air out for that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you some of the few things that we grabbed up. Most of it's cases. I did have the husband and daughter with me, so there's a little bit of junk food there. But sometimes you just want a quick snack, sweet snack. So let me turn this around and I'll just show you some of our other goodies. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see very well for the sun. Let me try to get around here, but just there's some of the instant oatmeal packs that I got. My mother-in-law likes those, and my grandkids, so I will, share with them too. A lot of this will be separated out and to share with my kids, so they have stuff at their house. And it just so happened that the discount store had free bags of 10-pound bags, of potatoes. So I did get two 10-pound bags because I will dehydrate those, and I'll have them for like cheesy potatoes, and that'll be shelf stable, or I will grind them up to have potato flakes. Of course, I also, the other Amish general store that's just a couple miles up the road from us, I went and I got my flour to fill my 55-gallon barrels with, which that way I have that on hand. I go through a lot of flour, so flour and sugar. So And then one of our other Amish stores, she has beautiful aloe vera plants, which actually I don't know if you can see in there. Let me try to move to the shade here. But this thing is just gorgeous. Now I'll separate that out and I'll end up with 4 or 5 pots of aloe vera. And aloe vera is wonderful to have on hand for just about everything. Anyway, my squash didn't do very good this year, so I picked up a few more that I will dehydrate up and have on hand. And then, like I said, just some little convenience things, snacks, and the grandkids like quick cereals. Sometimes they don't like to wait on Granny to fix wonderful breakfast, but just little odds and ends of things to have on the shelf that's, you know, shelf stable. I found this. Now, I've never had this, so this is going to be one we'll try. We'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you and tell you that, you know, if you have these kind of places in your area, or just, you know, even if it's not right real close like it is for us, you know, find them. Find these Amish stores. They always have good prices, and you can stock up, you know, and have stuff for, like I say, snowstorms, depending on what area you're in, hurricanes. It's just always a good idea to have extra stuff on hand. That way, you know, oh, the weatherman says, you know, the snowstorm's coming, it's going to hit at 2 o'clock, and you might not get off of work until 4 or 5. If you've got stuff stocked up, or pantry staples, which is a video I think I'm going to go through and kind of talk about what pantry staples to have on hand, then you can, to have on hand. That way, you know, you can make your own bread, or make your own muffins or pancakes, or just whatever. So anyway, that's all for today. I hope this gives everybody some good ideas. Maybe you didn't think about places like this or what, but I hope everybody has a blessed day. Fire Mama out. Hey, so this is just a little piece of extra that I wanted to share with you guys. Of the couple things, I'll just show you a couple things, but what we buy in bulk, how I do it. And one of them is, of course, I can't show you what it is, but I bet you can guess what it is. They make them in Pennsylvania. Anyway, it's a 5-pound bag, and we use a lot of chocolate chips for baking. But it was $17.50, and we figured out that doing a 12-ounce bag, we're going to pay roughly I forget what it was like. It was like $2.30 something for a package, which is just a little bit cheaper than the big box store that you go. So I just wanted to show you how we divide it out and how I do it in my air sealing machine. So let me get this turned on, and I'm doing this in ounces. So alright, so I'm going to measure out 12 ounces. Oh, those are little tiny ones. Okay, not little tiny, but alright, so, and yes, I started with clean hands, clean counter, everything, because I knew I always end up playing this game. There we go. 12 ounces, and that come to, well, almost 2 cups. So if it were me, I would put enough in there to make it 2 cups. But then my husband would shoot me, because then it wouldn't be 12 ounces, which when he does chocolate chip cookies, it wouldn't be the right 12 ounce. So anyway, all right, let me move that to the side. Now, if you've never, I'll put this down. If you have never worked with a food sealer, they're awesome. If you can purchase one, do it. Whoops. You don't have to, sorry. You don't have to buy this bigger, little bit nicer one. It has the attachment to where you can air seal the jars. But I started out with a hand-me-down from my mom, and yes, it was an original Seal-A-Meal. And I wore that poor thing out. I actually still have it. It's put up for emergency situations. We just upgraded a little bit. So you got the different size rolls that you can get, and it has a cutter in here that you can cut the size you want, which I do that. But I also like to get the pre-cut ones, because a lot of times I just know how much, and it's just faster. It's kind of the lazy way. So anyway, I'm gonna move along here. So then you just, and you're gonna make a mess. You're gonna lose some. That's why you start with a clean counter. And you're going to have a little bit of space up here, and that's fine. You want to give yourself a little bit of space, because when you go doing this, you're going to put this down in there, but then you want to, so they set flat on your shelf, you just, and then this way you can either let it seal the whole way down and suck it down, which I do for some things, but not a lot. I don't use that one. I will use the manual seal. I pushed the wrong one. See, I'm getting excited about showing you guys this, and I'm pushing the wrong buttons. But this one, you can just take the air out as much as you want. And I don't want to squish them down too much so they break or anything, so I just leave a tiny bit of air left into it. Now, what I did was, because this happens, you suck it down a little bit more, you take a little bit more air out, because once you stop doing that, a little bit of air, it's going to escape a little bit before you seal it, but you still got a lot of the air out of it. Now, I'm overcautious, but I like to seal it one more time. Okay, and then up here I write what it is and the date I sealed it and how much is in there. So I'm not going to make you go through the whole thing. I do think we ended up adding up, it would be like we would get 6 bags out of this. So, you know, it is a little bit of a savings, plus it helps get it on the shelf. So the next thing I want to show, though, after I get these done, is shredded cheese. Alright, so we got a big monster bag. It's 5 pounds of pepper jack shredded cheese. Now, anytime I can find a good discount on cheese, I get it, even though I have started dabbling a little bit in making my own cheese. But this, I just measure out 2 cups, and I had to go ahead and do one because I couldn't remember if the 2 cups fit in my pre-cut bags or not. So this one's a little bit more complicated to do, because you kind of got to manhandle the funnel to get it in the bag. But this will give us, I think the last one I got, I ended up with 8 bags, maybe 6, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with going through and showing you all this. It's the same thing as, you know, when we did the chocolate chips. But as you can see, I didn't suck this one down all the way, because then it mushes your cheese together. You want to leave just a little enough air, you know, so where, try that again, to where it's, you know, it's still pliable, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And then just make sure you put the what it is, how much it is, and the date. And I just throw it in the freezer. Now, with cheese, I will tell you that when you get it out of the freezer, don't just leave it on the counter to thaw, because then it gets kind of mushy. I always put mine in the refrigerator to thaw. It doesn't take very long at all. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to show you on just some of the bulk stuff and how I do it to split it up and preserve it and get more out of it.